All right, I have 9:30. Let's go ahead and begin with our invocation. Pastor Grant.
Please join with me in prayer. Father in heaven, I thank you this morning for the kindness you have shown Madison County in preserving our county. We woke up this morning and the sun still shone, the birds still sang, our community still alive and thriving. It's all from you. If you didn't sustain our community, if you did not hold it as you do all things together, we would have nothing but ruin. We would cease to exist. As your word tells us that every good and perfect gift is from you, coming down from the Father of lights, we thank you. We thank you most for your Son, Jesus Christ, the greatest gift of all, the perfect Savior, who gave himself to a cross to bear your righteous wrath towards sin in the place of ruined sinners. We thank you that you secured salvation for your people through the death of your Son, and that the free gift of that salvation is offered to all people, even those in this room, if they but confess their sins and their great need for Jesus the Savior, repenting and believing upon Christ. Jesus Christ is both Savior and Lord. He is Lord of lords and King of kings. There's no higher authority. There is no one greater. All will bow the knee to your Son, Jesus, and repent of their sins, or they will enter into everlasting judgment. Your word tells us that blessed is the man who turns to the Lord Jesus Christ and obeys his words, and cursed is the man who does not. You are sovereign and supreme over these supervisors. You are Lord and King and Master over this meeting and these decisions that these men and women are going to make. May they then govern as supervisors and wield their authority as those themselves under authority. May they govern and wield the authority that you, God, have delegated to them with fear and trembling, as they remember that Jesus is Lord and they are not, that they are but mere deacons, servants of Jesus Christ. May they govern accordingly. We pray your face would shine upon these meetings, that the hearts involved would be humble and concerned with the truth. Please help these dear supervisors. Please help these dear people who are here this morning. For your name's sake, for the glory of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Pastor Grant.
Thank you. Great job.
All right, let's go ahead and call this meeting to order. May I have a roll call, please?
Hansel,
Here.
Fitch,
Here.
Hobbs, here.
All right. We're all present. So let's go ahead and review the agenda. First of all, do we have any conflicts of interest that we need to be disclosed?
No.
No? Okay. And then I believe we have some amendments to the agenda. Diane, did you want to make a motion on those?
Yes, I would make a motion to amend the agenda to, on resolution SPV 031125B, we need to correct the dates. At the end of the agenda, we need to add the canvas for the Maxburg election. Amend the agenda to include the next, just for us to set dates for our next budget workshop. And then under applications and permits, number B, we need to amend the agenda to correct the dates.
All right. And that's your motion?
Yes, that's my
All right.
motion.
Do I have a second to that motion?
Second.
All right. All in favor, please vote aye to amend the agenda as noted by Diane Fitch.
Aye.
Aye. All right. We have amended the agenda. Okay, so we have a consent agenda before us. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
Aye. Yeah, that consent agenda is passed. We're on to department heads and reports. Brady.
Thanks, Brady.
Okay, so as far as normal ambulance report stuff, we didn't have a lot. We had a couple interviews last month. We had a pretty quiet month as far as the non-call related. We did have 107 calls last month. We're averaging roughly 4 calls a day, which is about standard. Of course, higher, lower, as you can kind of see. we kind of broke it down. We had 41 in the city of Winterset, 37 outside of Winterset as far as Winterset mailing, 11 in Earlham, 6 in Truro, 5 St. Charles, 3 Van Meter, and then 1 in the rest of them. It does say that there was 4 in Dallas County, but those are actually in Madison County on the back page. 103 in Madison. They're all in Madison. They split the mailing. If it's a Dexter mailing or if it's something like that, it could go through Dallas County automatically on our reports.
Okay.
But other than that, we had a pretty quiet month. We did get our power cot put in Friday, so the new cot, the new load system is all in operational. So we're still waiting on the remount. I talked to him this morning, and he said they're still waiting on a bunch of stuff. So
Okay.
as soon as that comes in, I'll update it.
Brady, when, does Truro still transport? Is
They
it-
can,
But
if
they don't have staff?
if they have staff. They're not transporting as much as they used to. St. Charles is transporting fairly decent, but still, again, they're all volunteers. So if they don't have staff, then we're mutually dispatched. Truro, St. Charles are always mutually dispatched, fire and EMS, and then if it's EMS, Madison County ambulance is dispatched also at the same time, just in case nobody shows up.
So even if St. Charles can transport, you're there to help them?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're just in case they don't show up. We're
Okay.
dispatched to the scene. Same with Earlham. Their first responders will take care of stuff till we get there, and then we'll end up transporting because they're not on transporting service.
Thanks, Brady.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we're moving on next to the public hearings. May I have a motion to enter into public hearing for the Peterson Estate subdivision?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
Aye, okay, we are now in the public hearing for Peterson Estate subdivision. Ryan?
Ryan Hobart, Madison County Zoning Administrator. Just gonna give my staff report here. Lance Lauterbaugh is the applicant. Lauterbaugh Family Farms Limited Partnership is the property owner. This property is currently zoned agricultural and the acreage is 155.25 acres. Just a note there, with that amount of acres, there's 145 acres, a little more than that, that is gonna be Outlot A. And that will be continued to be farmed. So there's two developable lots that they're looking for approval on.
And this is the one that came here once before.
Yeah, so December 23rd of 24, there was, I've got noted on my staff report the related case file of resolution 122324B, when this plat was denied. They did do a revision to that, adding a requirement of a stormwater pollution prevention plan for Lot 2 as soon as there's a building permit that's applied for. So currently, parcels encompassed do not have any buildings on the property on either of the two lots. Approximately 130 acres of this property has been disturbed by row crop production, with the remainder of the property being set aside in grass and treed waterways. It was a 160 acre tract of land when Lauterbaugh purchased it. It was owned by Robert and Cecilia Peterson. Their estate sold it to Lauterbaugh Family Farms on November 11th of 23 for $2,080,000. On July 3rd of 24, Lauterbaugh Family Farms sold parcel C out of that 160 acres, which is 3.5 acres. It had an old farmhouse, kind of a farmstead on it. They cut that out and sold that separately. No portion of this plat is found to be within the FEMA flood zone area. Staff has determined the average CSR2 rating to be 79.3. However, that does include the 145 plus or minus acres of platted outlot A, which will continue to be in row crop production. The plat is within 2 miles of the city of Van Meter. Therefore, extraterritorial jurisdiction review was completed and a resolution number 2024-124, has been provided by the city of Van Meter, waiving compliance to the provisions of the ordinances of the city of Van Meter due to the location of the plat and the distance from the plat and the current city limits of Van Meter. So they have approved of that. And then all driveway applications have been approved by the county engineer's office. The work order numbers listed there. So yeah, Outlot A has an entrance to the north and south, and then lots 1 and 2 will have their own entrances off of Prairie View Avenue.
All right.
Any questions for me?
Yes, this is subject to that stormwater runoff, and they agreed to get an engineer, correct? So when someone purchases and they opt to build on it, that would have to go back to that engineering firm and you to make sure, and
So
is it
if-
soil and water too, to make sure that has that?
No, I don't believe soil and water will see that.
Okay.
The stormwater pollution prevention plan will be an accompanying document to the application for a building permit.
Okay.
So in order for me to issue a building permit, that stormwater pollution prevention plan will need to accompany that, showing how they're going to,
Mitigate.
yes.
So do we have to do something special when we approve it, just saying subject to this, so it's in the record, or how do we maintain?
So you can approve it as presented, because it is on the plat. That is a requirement to have that stormwater pollution prevention plan.
Now that's in Badger Creek, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, thanks, Ryan.
Thank you. Does anyone else want to speak to this subdivision? Anyone here?
Mike Lauterbach,
Mm-hmm.
25, 800, 355th Street. I'm wondering if you have any, owner, if you have any questions for me. But, I mean, it is in the Badger Creek watershed, actually, but there's no easement.
Right.
Easements anywhere on that farm,
Right.
there's no, and there will be, I mean, it will not disturb Badger Creek flood. I mean, just
Okay.
when they get done, we wouldn't allow for anything like that to happen anyway, so.
We appreciate you coming back with,
I
Yeah,
appreciate
thanks
you
for-
seeing it again.
Yeah,
yes.
thank
I
you.
just think it's it's an ideal use for those two lots. I mean,
Yeah.
is what it's for, and generate some extra county tax dollars.
Yes.
So,
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank you. All right, if there's no other public comment, we'll go ahead. I'll seek a motion to close the public hearing for Peterson Estate subdivision.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor of closing hearing for Peterson Estate subdivision, please vote aye.
Aye.
All right, we are now moving into the Nemmer subdivision, a minor subdivision. I'll entertain a motion to enter the public hearing.
So moved.
May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
Aye, we are now in the public hearing for Nemmer subdivision.
Okay, Philip J. Nemmers is requesting a replat of the approval of Nemmers subdivision. It's a 3-lot subdivision. Philip Nemmers is the owner and the applicant here. There are 3 parcel numbers currently that are within this request. It is zoned agricultural. Acreage included is 36.05 acres. Related case file here is zoning resolution 09-2220A. So that was when the original Nemmers subdivision was platted in 2020. Current legal use, original lot 1 has a single family owner occupied dwelling that was constructed in 2014. And a large metal pole building that is used for equine purposes that was constructed in 2012. Original lot 2 has a building that is used also for equine purposes and was constructed in 2006. Original lot 3 has a single family owner occupied manufactured home that was constructed in 22. Relevant history here, Phil and Rhonda Nemmers purchased this 36.05 acre tract of vacant land in October of 2004 for $170,200 from Daryl and Marilyn K. Adams. The original Nemmers subdivision was platted, as I said, on September 22nd of 2020. No portion of this plat or the replat is encompassed in the FEMA flood zone area. Staff has determined the CSR2 of the platted area to be 78.46. This plat is not within any 2-mile radius of an incorporated city, therefore no extraterritorial jurisdiction review is required. And all driveway aprons above 105th Street and have been approved by the county engineer with the permit numbers listed. For lots 1 and 2, lot 3 was previously permitted when the 911 address request was made for this lot to be built upon. Staff is recommending approval of this one as it's already a platted subdivision. They're just looking to move lot 2 specifically from the northwest corner down to the southeast, which would be against the county road. It's been determined by the owner that it's a more adequate location for a single family dwelling for, I believe, one of the family members.
So they just want road access closer.
Without talking to them, it makes sense to have an access there instead of a shared driveway, maybe.
They probably want both of their equine buildings on the same lot too, more than likely.
It could very well be.
So,
Thanks, Ryan.
thank you, Ryan. Is there anyone else here that wishes to speak to the Nemmers subdivision?
My name is Jerry Oliver. I'm an attorney for Phil Nemmers. I'm the one who did the legal work for the replat. I also did the legal work for the initial plat. I don't have too much to say except that the subdivision is the same size. There was 3 lots before. There's 3 lots now. I guess the only thing I'd like would be for Phil to comment why he's doing this or wants to do this.
Good morning, my name is Phil Nemmers. Yes, I think you picked up on exactly what we're doing here. The original subdivision was developed because of a divorce decree that occurred. My ex-wife is set up in lot 3. When we put that together, the subdivision, I was under the assumption that one of my stepchildren was going to use lot 2 and use the barn that's positioned in lot 2 for horse purposes. Turned out that plan had changed, and so a different child is going to build in the new lot 2 up by the road. And so that's our purpose, is just to be able to have road access.
So you're just gonna have one of your kids build a house? Thanks.
Okay, thank
Any
you.
other questions?
No, thank you.
All right, any other comments? All right, I'll entertain a motion to close public hearing for the Nemmers subdivision.
So moved.
Motion, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor of closing the public hearing for Nemmers subdivision, please vote aye. Aye. Okay, public hearing is closed. We are now into public comment. Please go ahead and come to the microphone, state your name and town you live in. Please limit your speech to 3 minutes. And anyone who wants to speak, the microphone's yours.
Go ahead.
And if there's anyone who wishes to speak online, we'll get to you after we have folks here. Can you confirm that you can hear us?
You don't have to state your address,
Yes,
just your
I do.
town.
Okay, thank you. All right, go ahead.
Pam Dyson, Winterset. Anything else you need from me?
Nope, that's good.
I just rise as a citizen and a taxpayer. I just wanted to, communicate there's some worry in just the general public about the, rise concern about the employee turnover. I'm sure you guys are as concerned as I am, and I think if rumor has it, there's 6 to 8 different key positions in our county government that have been turning over, whether due to election or just staff resignation. So I'm asking, do you have a recent employee satisfaction that you can show us or that I can ask for. And the reason is that I feel like the employees of the county are your most valuable asset. They, you know, as a leadership, you would know that the people are your county. And so I just wanted to state that, and if you do have an employee satisfaction survey, I would ask that you do that as a citizen. So that's it.
Okay, thank you, Pam. Anyone else?
Good morning, Mike Fletcher, Winterset, Iowa. I'm not quite sure what to say, but I guess we've got a new elephant in the room. We've lost our assessor, I guess this last week. Apparently due to some issues going on. And I am hearing that the county the supervisors were attempting to charge the assessor's office rent for their office space upstairs in this building. No idea, but that's come from
That's
two or
not
three
true.
county
I've not heard.
sources.
I don't
That's
know
not true at all.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that.
Mhm.
I don't know
But
that.
I'm just concerned that we've lost another department head, another asset for the county that we now need to replace. And it's, timing probably isn't the best with everything else that's going on. So, just hoping for the best outcome.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, anyone on the phone that wishes to speak? Please state your name and town. All right, going once, going twice. All right, we'll go ahead and close public comment. Now we're into the presentations. We have Widow Bryan Grant Solutions here and Susan Selby. Would you mind coming to the mic?
Good morning. Thank you for having me today. I am here to speak with you about the grant services that Widow Bryan's has to offer to our government clients. Widow Bryan's is a government consulting firm based out of Houston, Texas. We have staff all over the country. I am an Iowa native, born and raised. I currently reside in Ankeny. I have a master's degree from Drake University and a bachelor's degree from Iowa State. Apologize, I come in peace. I have 20 plus years of experience in federal grant management, most recently with the state of Iowa, where I was a federal programs consultant for 15 years. So my expertise lies mainly with grant management and administration, technical assistance, professional development, and capacity building. So I want to say, first and foremost, that there are federal grant opportunities available, even amid the chaos that we're seeing in Washington, D.C. We're seeing programs that are being reinstated. We're seeing agency secretaries calling back in staff to do work. We're also seeing some court decisions coming down that are opening federal funding back up. Widow Bryan's is helping its clients become strategically positioned to be able to access those funds. We have 20 plus years of experience in disaster recovery and grant management. We've supported 200 plus government clients, both state and local, with over $75 billion worth of federal funding that we've been awarded. We have expert staff who can identify, apply for these grants on your behalf, whether it's federal funding or state funding. And while we do this, we build capacity in our clients so that they may access the professional learning opportunities to build capacity. one way that we build capacity in our clients is through partnerships with several different national organizations, including the National Association of Counties, where we provide peer-to-peer coaching support that provides our clients opportunities to visit with their fellow county members and also receive coaching sessions from our grant experts. Examples of technical assistance in capacity building projects that we have acquired include the Kansas Infrastructure Hub. This is a repository of supports and materials that we offer to the state of Kansas government-wide. And then in addition to serving the state of Kansas, we also offer this support at this point to 60 local governments. The support that we provide to our clients goes through the entire grant life cycle. We start with a pre-award phase. We have expert staff that are dedicated to each phase. So our grant writers help in the pre-award phase. They help identify grant opportunities to align with your needs and priorities. They develop funding strategies based on those priorities. And then, of course, they apply for the grants on the client's behalf. In the post-award phase and closeout phase, we monitor the grants for our clients. We report all of the information that the federal government requires of us. And then we also provide audit support during the closeout phase. So we start out working with a client typically in the pre-award phase. We develop the project management plan for the client where we identify their needs and their priorities, and then we develop that funding strategy based on those needs and priorities. And then at that point, that's when we offer a list of grants that would meet your priorities and your needs. And then once the client selects the opportunities, the grant opportunities that they would like us to apply, we apply and submit on your behalf. We have several different tools that you can access. We have a grant matrix that helps you identify what opportunities meet your needs. We have a grant readiness tool, which serves as a needs assessment. That's what we start out each client with. And then we go into the grant writing phase where we have a checklist and evaluation form where we take all of the information that we've gleaned from our various tools. We use that information then to apply for your grants. We also offer a boot camp to help develop capacity. There we provide technical assistance and support based on the grants that you have identified that meet your needs. We have our grant staff is experts in many different areas of the government. We hire strategically, so all of our staff have either experience at the federal government, state government, or local government with various backgrounds. We have people who have worked for HUD. We have people who have worked for the Department of Transportation. And so all of our staff are experienced at those levels of government. We have experience with managing the grants and actually administering the grants from those levels of government. So when we work with you, our staff are the experts based on their experience in the local governments. A lot of our staff have been the ones to actually administer and award the grants, so we know what it takes to develop a winning application. And so I guess what I would like to leave you today with is a couple of different points. Number one, Wood O'Brien's is strategically positioned to provide support for you as you consider going into the grant world. It can be very difficult to navigate, and so our expert staff are here to support you. We have the experience, the hands-on experience at every level of government, at the majority of the agencies that offer grants, that administer grants. That's where our staff come from. And then finally, compared to, let's say, an engineering firm or a construction firm who may offer grant writing services, we, they may offer those services, but what sets us apart from those types of firms is that we are not interested in any of the downstream work that may come from a grant. We are here to support you and only you, and we are dedicated to finding the most funding for you and procuring that funding for you so that you can meet your needs and priorities and serve your public. Thank you very much.
Does anybody have any questions for Susan?
What's the cost? What % of the grant do you take?
I hesitate to say that or to really speak in specific terms. We do offer a time and materials contract, so any work that we do against the contract, we bill. We don't bill for any time that does not go towards a deliverable. The contracts typically are awarded with a maximum amount, and so that's what we bill towards. But we do not bill for any work that does not relate to a deliverable.
So your costs would come out of the grant itself?
Correct.
Okay.
So if I ask for a grant, which I did to our current grant writers, that I did it on behalf of EMS, Fire and Rescue for the batteries. Immediately, they said it's not obtainable and they don't write it, so there's no cost. Would you seek out something that maybe would not be obtainable? Would we still, are you going to know maybe if we have no chance of getting the grant?
Yes, because the tools that I mentioned, we have several different tools that help us align what your needs are, what your capacity is, what your resources are, and we identify the available opportunities against those so that you are reasonably positioned to apply for the grants that you qualify for and are eligible for and have capacity.
So if we're not reasonably positioned, you'd stop us right in the beginning, so we didn't waste any time or money?
Yes.
So would you also follow up, like a lot of the federal grants require reports?
Mm-hmm.
Would you make sure that those reports get done?
Yes,
Okay.
we have grant managers on staff to take care of all of the monitoring and the reporting, because that's really where our clients can get tripped up on with non-compliance issues. And so our grant managers have expertise in compliance and monitoring and reporting.
So we, I don't know how much you know about what's going on in the legislature right now, but they're starting to restrict how much we can raise property taxes. So we're gonna probably have to focus on a lot of our needs, seeking more grants than we normally would have. We're gonna probably need another ambulance in a couple years. So, and those are not cheap. So those are the kind of things that, we won't necessarily be able to levy for because of the strict limits that are being placed. So, so this is the kind of things that, this is gonna be kind of new territory for us, to where we're gonna be seeking more grants than normal. How would you guide a county government through something like that?
Well, first we would have conversations about what your needs are. We would take you through a needs assessment. We have a few different tools that we offer that we can walk you through to identify resources and capacity. We have a grant matrix tool that will help in that as well. We offer opportunity snapshots of the various grants that would be currently available that provides information to help you identify, if a grant would be applicable to you and would meet your needs. It contains eligibility information, different information as you consider which grants would meet your needs. But we have several different tools, and our grant specialist would walk you through each of those, provide that support and guidance as you consider what you would want the grant writer then to apply for and submit on your behalf.
So they would work with our, like the department heads.
Right.
No one knows better what they need than
Yep.
our EMS cap chief. He knows what he needs. So that's who they'd send the grants to, or county conservation, those guys?
So we would work with the department heads and we would walk them through those needs assessments, actually conduct those needs assessments. And then we would turn over all of that information to them, and including possible grants that would meet those needs that came out of the needs assessment. They would then review that list, identify the grants that they want the grant writer to apply for, and then the grant writer would develop the application. And remember, we're experts. We have experience actually administering and awarding grants from the federal and state level, so we know what it takes for a grant to win. So we develop those grant applications, and then we submit them on the county's behalf.
But you're based out of Texas. Do your grant writers live in Iowa then? Or are they?
I am in Iowa. We have, and I would be the one who would be
You'd be our single
would be
point.
your point of contact. And so then what I would be doing is soliciting support from our hundreds of staff across the country. I would identify those with the best experience and background. Let's say, you were talking about, acquiring an ambulance or services for EMS. I would identify and bring on board staff who best fit those needs, and then we would get to work from there.
So as I said a few minutes ago, is that this is kind of a new exploratory thing for us. I mean, we've done grants in the past, but because of the change from the legislation perspective, we may not know what we don't know. Like things that we've normally funded out of the budget, we don't know to think, oh, this could be a grant. Would you be able to walk through department heads just to kind of say, no holds barred, tell me what you need, and then plug in at that point
Yes.
what could be grants? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
we absolutely can do that and meet your needs, however unique they are, when it comes to, working through the grant management process. We understand that it's new to you, so we definitely would want to do some groundwork with you, just to, build that capacity. But yes, we would work with you however you need us to work with you, whatever your needs are as it relates to the grant world. We would meet those needs, and we would be happy to support you in whatever way you need.
So do you have upfront dues, or you just take a percentage of the grants?
That would be something that I would need to consult with our procurement department. They would have all that information, so if you have questions about it, Heather, you have my card, so please feel free to email me, and I can get you in touch with a procurement specialist.
I think when I spoke to your colleague Matt at the ISAC conference a couple years ago,
Yes.
he stated that there's an initial charge to get going, but then as we get grants in, everything else is funded after that. So that at the time, I think he said it was around 10 grand. I don't know, and I think we pay dues to our current grant writer about 14 grand right now.
I think it's about 12,
Is
and
it
we've
12?
gotten over 3,000 or 300,000 from them.
So I think it was in the budget for more, but we can correct it.
It might, yeah, I
It's
think it's
14.
up because they upped it.
So I understand that you have the initial thing, but after that, every year after that, it's paid for by the grants, but we could confirm with you on that.
You bet.
Okay,
Yeah. Any
okay.
questions that you have, follow-up questions, I am happy to field and connect you to the correct person or get the answer myself so that you have the best information to
So-
proceed with.
So I have a question for you. So, do you only provide assistance on grants that you help with? Or like, say, for instance, we had department heads that applied for grants in the past. Like you said, the federal government has been a little tricky lately. Could you provide assistance with those or only those that you've worked on?
We can provide support with grants that you already have,
Okay,
through our grant management services.
okay. We would just have to turn it into you and say, hey, please take it over. The feds are causing problems.
Yeah,
Okay.
we love working with the
Okay,
feds.
okay,
Quote unquote.
okay.
Well, that makes me suspect.
So, okay.
We like making friends with them, let's say
Yes,
that.
yes. All right, does anybody else have any other questions? Thank you so much for your time, Susan.
Thank you for the opportunity.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, Susan.
Okay,
I noticed that we didn't do the recorder and sheriff's report.
that was part of the consent
That
agenda.
was just
part
a
of it.
consent.
Yeah, that's okay. All right, so we're going on now into resolutions for board consideration. Do we want to put we'll just do that when we get to that. Okay. First resolution is EMS resolution approving Jay Rummel, part-time paramedic, effective 15 March 2025. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
All right, resolution passes. Next resolution is another EMS resolution approving B. Allison, part-time paramedic, effective 15 March. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion passes. Next one is EMS resolution approving wage adjustment for Jason Black for a longevity increase effective March 15th. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, it passes. Next one is the grant application for Earlham's commercial district nomination to the National Register of Historic Places. I have to say I'm very excited about this one. But I look forward to see what comes back. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved. And thank you to Colleen Peterson for
Yes.
her really hard work.
Yes. Yeah. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please vote aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes unanimously. Next one is a supervisor resolution approving Madison County Board of Supervisors meeting rules of procedure changes for 2025. This was the one where we substituted. So do both supervisors, have you had a chance to look at the amended one?
Yeah, we corrected the meeting
Corrected the
dates will
dates.
now be, the first meeting will be at 6:30 at night, 6 p.m. at night, and then the
On the second Tuesday of the month, we're moving the second Tuesday of the month from day to evening. And then the fourth Tuesday of the month is remaining the same. So that's what this changes, and we'll get notices up on the website and probably do something in the paper as well. But do I have a motion to approve the rules procedure change for supervisor meetings? To include the time changes, the amended changes.
and the board approval
The what?
and the procedures too. Rules and procedures, you put them together.
Right. Right. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, is yours an aye?
Mine's opposed.
Okay, all right. Next one is approving adopt a highway renewal for Jefferson Lee Jade's 4-H Club. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please vote aye. Aye. Okay, next one, approving Peterson's Estate subdivision. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, I'm assuming is there any discussion on this one?
No.
Okay, all in favor, please vote aye. Aye. Motion passes. All right, next one, approving Nemers subdivision. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion on this one? All right, all in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, motion passes. Next one, applications for licenses, permits, and cancellations. This is the one that's this.
It's the
It's the next
number
one,
B.
okay. Motion to approve application for annual renewal of liquor and wine license for Howell Greenhouse and Floral located at 3145 Howell Court in Cumming, effective March 1st. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please vote aye.
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 All right, motion passes. Next one is the Winterset Cidery. We amended to have an effective date of this liquor license as 9th of April 2025. Instead of, on the agenda, it says February 17th. Do I have a motion to approve the amended?
So moved with the
Application.
correction of the date. Yes.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Next one, motion to approve application for annual renewal of liquor and wine license for Speckled Hens Farms located in Winterset, Iowa, effective 14 May. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, motion passes. All right, on to other business, board member reports. Who would like to start?
Go ahead, Jen.
I've been communicating with the building inspector and trying to get my hands around what was done on the courthouse project previously, so I can have an intelligent conversation with him and the needs. And doing some walkthroughs of county buildings. I have a friend, one of my best friends, who's got over 30 years of facility management planning and office moves and relocations experience, so she was kind enough to do some walkthroughs with me and just starting to kind of work through this process so that we can ensure that we have adequate spaces for everyone's needs. And I'm also, there is a new chairperson for the decategorization committee. Stephanie Erickson from Warren County Board of Supervisors is the new chair for that. So we're going to be doing a formal vote on that tomorrow, just to make sure that we can have a smooth transition there. Other than that, just looking forward to gearing up and get some meetings on the calendar for some really hard work with our budget, and looking forward to diving in. That's it for me.
Okay, Diane?
I attended CCOG and I held a CCOG annual meeting here with all the mayors and anybody involved with CCOG. We did budgets. I attended aging resources meeting, more budgets, and then a CCOG regular meeting.
Okay. Budget meetings, we met with CICS, we talked about their future. Bridge Preservation Association, had a meeting with them. Had a couple meetings with Solutions, our IT company that gives us our software and IT management, and more budgets. So I think that's going to be our life for the next month, is budgets until we're done. Okay, so that's it for all reports. We'll move on to old business. Does anybody have any old business they wish to discuss
If it's okay, why don't we set the budget, some we're talking about it, set the budget,
during old business?
the workshop, whenever.
The work sessions during old
Yeah,
business,
so
we
we
can
don't
do that.
forget.
So let's look at our schedules real quick. What does everybody look like?
That Friday that you mentioned was
Friday the
okay.
14th from 9:30 to 11:30. Will that work for everybody?
That'll work
That's
for
this
me.
Friday.
Friday the 14th.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
and you want to go what time?
9:30 to 11:30.
Friday the 14th.
Okay, we'll do that. And then,
And a work session.
that'll be a work session, yeah. And then, Terry, are you on?
Yeah,
Does that work for you?
yeah, I'm here.
Okay, was that,
Yeah, that's fine.
that works for you? Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and get some more scheduled, because I know everybody's busy and, doing it last minute doesn't work out very well. So what does next week look like to you guys?
Monday's open. I can, Wednesday's a little hard for me.
Wednesday morning, I cannot meet.
I cannot meet on the 18th or 19th,
Okay,
and I'm very limited on the 20th and 21st.
okay, so I know on the 20th, we have our health insurance renewal meeting with True North at 11.
And I think
I'm sorry, at 1, I apologize.
I think I have to call in for that one.
Okay, would you be able to meet at all during that day for budgets, or call in at least, or no?
I could call in on the 20th.
On the 20th, would it be best in after that meeting or before that meeting? Because I'd like to have at least one budget meeting next week too. So I do have a couple personal doctor's appointments, but they are only about an hour. So my schedule is pretty open other than that.
How about, Jess, could you do it? See, we have True North at 1, so you said you do that on Zoom. What about, could you go?
Is True North going to take an hour?
Probably not.
We scheduled an hour.
We scheduled an
So
hour.
I wonder if we could schedule one immediately to follow. I will make that work.
Do you want to go
And I
to?
will try to be here in person.
Okay, so what about we do this? We can do it as a work session with True North and a budget meeting immediately thereafter. So
Mhm.
rather than setting a specific time, just have one big meeting and have one at True North and
Yeah,
one
And the
for,
True North is set for when?
for 1
1.
o'clock.
1 p.m.
And
and then
the
go after
20th.
that. And you
And
won't
then-
need to be closed on that.
No,
No.
so it would just be a budget work session immediately to follow the meeting with True North. I have a feeling it's just gonna be like, do you wanna renew? Here are the final numbers. And then we just make a decision. And then we'll get it on the agenda as a resolution to
Would it
approve.
be too soon to have a work session on Monday the 17th? Because that's really my main day I have available.
She has to crunch number, I don't know.
Well,
We'd have to
So
ask
they
Terry.
need time in between.
Well, we're gonna probably make her crunch numbers on Friday the 14th, so I don't know if she's gonna have things ready by the 17th. Terry, how is your availability on the 17th, and do you want more time to crunch numbers? Cause I have a feeling we're gonna make some changes on Friday.
Yeah, I can't do anything in the afternoon because my kids have a dentist appointment that I've already rescheduled twice.
Okay, all right, so let's, why don't we just do the 20th? I mean, I would love to do the 17th, but I'm just
Yeah.
concerned she might not.
Yeah, so
Get
should we
everything
go
done.
ahead and work into the next week and see?
So the 20th, we'll just do the
You
public
might
health
wait
meeting.
till the 20th so you know how far she is, and then we could set the date from there.
My
At the 20th.
difficulty with that, Diane, is my calendar fills up. I wanna at least reserve some time, even if we don't formally set the meeting, if we all agree on some reserved time, if we need it, then it's there.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay,
I know the email that I had sent referenced, some daytimes and some evening times, but maybe we, out of convenience for the auditor's office and others, maybe it's 4 o'clock. Maybe we have some dates and times like 4 o'clock, so it's not quite in the evening and our departments are still here.
yeah, we can do that, because keep in mind that because of the posting requirements, we really should have the budget pretty much done by the 1st, ideally. And that will allow some time, because you have the initial public hearing on the 1st, and if the public brings suggestions or whatever, and this gives us a little time if we still want to tweak the budget a little bit more. Terry will have time to do that, and so she can make the changes, we can approve it, and then it can get posted to the state by the 30th. So,
So maybe we need to queue up like 2 different times for the week of the 24th, just so we have placeholders, is that?
I think that might be a good idea. so we have our regular meeting on the 25th, and then I have a policy meeting with the MPO on the 27th, but that's not till the afternoon, and that is not one I'm required to be there because I'm not a voting member. So, what do your schedules look like? What do you
The
guys' schedules look like?
27th, you have the 27th of March, you have this room occupied, correct? Okay.
The
and
whole
it's-
the whole room all
The
day.
whole room, how long is it? It's,
The first half of the day,
yeah, so
goes
it's-
till 1.
Okay.
it starts at when?
It starts, we'll be here at 8.
8 to
Okay.
1?
So what about the 24th of March, which is a Monday?
Could we do a 4 p.m. that day?
I can do. Terry, can you do a 4 p.m. on
Yeah.
Monday, March 24th? You could?
Yeah.
Okay. How about you, Diane?
Okay.
Yeah.
That'll work. Okay. So March 24th,
Another work session.
another work session. So we'll do that 4 p.m. And the 20th is the one slide in from the True North to work session. What about one more on the week of the 24th? How about how does that week look for you guys?
How
Should we-
about Thursday? No, you were,
In the afternoon?
yeah,
Until 1 you have it, Mike?
I think so.
Do- So you have it until 1.
I believe
Hey.
that's correct.
Yep. Terry, what?
Hey, Michaela can't do that on the afternoon of the 27th.
Okay.
She won't be here.
How about Wednesday,
Okay.
the 26th?
Okay.
Yeah, Wednesday's fine.
Okay. So that would give you, if we make more tweaks on the 24th, that'll give you a day to update everything with those tweaks. Are you okay with that?
It has to be posted.
Yeah.
Okay.
What time on the 26th?
What time on the 26th?
Can we do like first thing in the morning or later in the day?
How about 8 o'clock?
Well, if we do later in the day, that will give her some extra time depending on the tweaks we ask. I mean, we may not ask her to do anything. So we may have
Jess
done by
wants
then.
early. Okay, what? So
You want early?
Ask Terry if, I mean, that gives her a full
Terry,
day in between.
which would be better for you on the 26th? 8 a.m. or 4 p.m.?
8 a.m. is fine.
Okay. All right, we'll do March 26th at 8 a.m. Okay. So,
This is in addition to the 4 p.m. board.
yes. So, and then hopefully by then we'll know where we're at. So if we need more meetings, we can schedule it for that. So right now we have the 14th starting at 9:30 in the morning, the 20th starting at 1, but we're going to do True North first and then work into the work session. Monday, March 24th at 4, and Wednesday, March 26th at 8. Does that everybody have that on their schedule? Terry, did you catch all that?
Yeah.
Michaela, did you
Yeah.
catch all that?
And
Yep.
Michaela, you'll send out a calendar.
We'll build those today.
Yes. Thanks.
All right. Okay. All right. So that is done. Any other old business?
Do you want to discuss, did Chip speak with you about the security system upgrades?
Yes.
And do you want me to talk about that or just at the next meeting?
Let's talk about the next meeting.
Got it?
Yeah.
And I just have the ARPA updates when you get there.
Okay. So. All right. So, any other old business? Otherwise, move into new business. Any other old business? Okay, new business. We added the election canvas. Michaela, did you want to take it away?
Give you guys just a copy of the results. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have seen them.
Is that, just in case,
Yes.
And then as long as nothing looks crazy, just have you guys sign off on it.
Okay, so did you wanna go over there and just give an update?
Hi, my name is Michaela Simpson. I'm the new elections deputy, so we just had the special election for the Orient Expert School District dissolution. We only had one precinct in it. We got 40 votes total. One was absentee, it was a no, and then at the outside precinct, we had 39 votes, 29 votes for yes, and 10 for no. And then, Adair County is the controlling county for this election. Their results, I believe, are already official. I'm not sure exactly what the numbers on it, but it was a lot higher on yes, so, the measure did pass.
And this was the election for Orient Maxburg Community School special election, just so you know.
Thank you. All right, and I believe we have stuff we have to sign.
We need to approve this now. Yeah.
In the past, Shelley's handed it out during, but we can do it after, so. Okay, any other new business?
Yes, under new business,
Sorry.
spring conference, are any of you planning on, it's March 12th, 13th, 14th, are any of you planning on going to the spring con? No?
For ISAC?
Yeah,
I'm not.
no. If you don't go and we can't afford it, I'll go and
Nope.
pay for it, but I think I wanna go to at least the 13th. All right, I'll see if, I don't know what
That's
our
when the
budget is.
legislative updated and dinner, right?
Yeah, well, I don't care about the dinner, I wanna go to the, I don't care about that, I wanna go to the more of the training and the, cause you find out more stuff.
Okay.
All right, I'll see if it'll work though.
Yeah.
If it
Cause
does,
didn't they have a deadline of when you need?
I think it's really soon, like, but
I
I
think
can
it-
never do it on my computer after they changed our, when we went to the old Madison County, so I always have to call it in.
Really?
It won't work, no matter, they can't do it either, they have to call it
I
in.
think there's
That's-
still a pay at the door option.
Oh,
It's
but that's so
usually
much
more.
more expensive.
More, so she could get it in early.
Yeah, I'll ask.
Yeah.
I'll see if it works, so I gotta check my calendar.
Okay. All right, any other new business? All right, we'll move into 2025 priorities. This is just a standing thing on the agenda. Ordinance review and update. Ryan, have you heard back from Marvin?
He did send me an email back, I think I copied you guys in it, but I messaged him 2 weeks ago, and he responded that he'll look at his calendar and get back to me on dates that'll work for him, so
Okay,
I'm just waiting for that to happen.
okay, all right. Hopefully that gets moving soon. And then remaining ARPA funded projects. Is Chip here to give us an update?
He's not, he did provide me notice if you're
Sure.
okay with that.
Yep.
He's had a conflict. The mini splits, of course, that's the third floor, HVAC upgrade. The Excel is still, they're the electrician on the project, and they're still working on very noisy electric run.
And Dusty.
The trailer should be on site by tomorrow though, and that's a good forward progress. Generator is still on order, and as far as the repairs at the Monumental Park, he is expecting to get a update from the vendor this week.
Okay.
And that's kind of pending weather. Yeah,
And they probably were able then to actually
yes.
look at their calendars.
Yeah. Thank
So
you.
for you said the trailer is gonna be on site when?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, and where is that gonna be parked? Is it gonna be in the street?
I'm fairly certain it will be somewhere in the driveway.
Okay,
Does that make sense?
okay,
I'm assuming in front of the balusters.
The
okay,
basement, right, yeah.
okay.
I think they did park
And
down
if it's
low.
different, I will let you guys know.
Yeah.
Or Chip will let you know.
Cause if they wanna park in the street, we'll probably have to let the city know about that.
I'm gonna say there's probably room right
Okay.
there outside, cause it's also very in proximity to
Okay.
where they're running a channel.
And they can
Okay.
put, yeah, I think they're doing it then.
Okay, alright. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Alright, any other things that need to be discussed before we adjourn? I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
We have a second.
Second,
All in favor?
I
Aye. Alright, we are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
thank you.